Unless there's an app I don't know about. He's probably got Twitter open. Oh, there it is. He's typing. Typing. He's typing. Coming. Coming. Oh my God. Shutting the chat off. We get full screen, baby. Oh, it went away. Maybe it's loading. Gotta load the link before it can load all the text. Or he's got it preloaded. Jonathan, you forgot to hit enter. Oh, let's see if this changes. This Vanguard. That'll probably be after it links. Come on. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. There it is, baby. Sun Elf. Pop it open. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Oh, Did you see that? What? Hold on, we're gonna watch that again. All right. Like I said, that's going to be our new main. Dude. Dude. Did we call it? Does that count as calling it? Heaven Phases? Or a dial for Dawn and whatever? Pretty sure that's what we were saying. All right, let me turn everything back on. All right. Let's break it down, guys. We were right on the elf. The colors are a little different, though. Gonna make you go get an anus sunbath. Jesus. So a little more glow in the face. See, the eyeball was on the pendant. And other things on our board increase it. So surely it's one big attack and then it resets. Yep. Yep. Wait for it to slow down. Good job. All right. Here's our shot. Look at all that stuff on the table. Look at that health dial. That's a beauty. A free ultimate. Pretty much. That's a pretty board, though. I like it. I like. All right. We got abilities here. We got a hero setup on the left. We'll try to see if we can catch on that. We got one additional dial on top of the other. Okay. Let's see if I can sneak it a couple more. Oh, nope, too far. Too far. All right. Light staff. So we got 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So regular dice comp again. Light staff. 4, 5 to 7 damage. 4 of a kind, you increase the sundial by 1. We're assuming this is a sundial here. Okay. On 4s and 5s, we got absorption, ray absorption, increase the sundial by 3, heal 2, gain charge gem. So we'll see that in a little bit. Down on the bottom left, we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4s and 5s. Heal 5 and roll 1. 2 things. So add damage, increase the sundial, or gain a charge gem and increase the sundial by 2. Radiant energy. So 1 through 3s, and then 6, 6. Inflict sun marked. Didn't someone in here talk about being sunburned? I think we got it. Then deal 6 damage. Okay, and we're going to jump over. Ray of light. Small straight, increase the sundial by 1, and deal 7. The large is increase it by 2 and deal 9. And then her solar, or that sunbeam, and then solar burst mini is increase sundial by 2, and then you can choose one, either gain to charge gem or inflict sun marked, then deal 8 damage. For defense, harness the light. Heal 1 per 1, 2, 3. On 4, 5, you increase the sundial. On 6, increase the sundial. They're both 1s. Okay. So the sun adds 5. Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Her ultimate, solar flare, increases sundial by 3, gain charge gem, inflict sun marked, and then deal 10 damage. As long as the sun rises, our victory is assured. Okay, so I'm assuming she doesn't want to be in dusk. So this is dusk, right? She wants to be lit up. Okay, let's let it play a little bit. What? Sun mark, negative status effect stack limit of 1. When attacked, the attacker heals 2. When a player afflicted with this token is attacked by an opponent, the attacker heals 2. Huh? Reverse targeted. Interesting. When a player afflicted with this token is attacked by an opponent, that attacker is healed by 2. Interesting. So maybe it's a negative. So she must have a play on card somewhere. Or maybe we'll see here in a second. There's the charge gem one right above it. Roll and gain CP. Blah, 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 blah. A player with this token, blah, 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 on their main phase and roll 1. On a 1 or 2, gain to CP. On 3 or 4, deal 2 as an isolated source of undefendable damage to a chosen opponent. On 5 and 6, gain 1 and deal 2 of an isolated source. Okay, so it's just damage CP. So it's kind of like a bag of tricks, except you can't go wrong. So 2 health swing, like targeted, just to make you stall better instead of rushing down. So like you want to potentially heal your opponent. I guess I'm confused. Oh, well, you gotta dumb it down for me. Yeah, I don't think she wants to rush. So is it just to help support the sundial being turned? Oh, the sun. It's the literal sun. Dial has a max of 5. When an ability or effect reads increase sundial, increase the value of your sundial by the same amount. If the sundial would be increased above 5, heal 1 for each point above 5 instead. Whoa. Okay. Dusk. During your upkeep phase, increase the sundial by 1. Whenever this dial reads 5, immediately flip it over to the dawn side. It's going the wrong way, so let me back here. Dink. Dawn. So it hits 5, you flip it over. Oh, let's go back to trigger. You put the sun mark on an enemy, you attack the enemy, you heal 2. Anyone who attacks the enemy heals 2 for that matter. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Now it makes sense. You want it on your opponent, and then you want to smack your opponent. You're going to heal 2 for every time. Dawn, if your offensive roll phase results in an attack, you may choose to add the sundial damage value as damage. At the end of the roll phase, reduce the sundial by 4. So it's a nuke or nothing, right? Is that how I read that? You may choose to add the sundial value as damage. At the end of the roll phase, you reduce it by 4. Whenever this dial reads 0, immediately flip it to the dusk side. I see. So is there potential to always stay on Dawn? Like, let's say you, on your offensive roll phase results in an attack, you may choose to add damage. So let's say I add 4, or I add 1 as a damage at the end of the roll phase, reduce it by 4. No, because that would put it to 0. You would keep it on the Dawn side, but it wouldn't do anything, right? If you chose not to add damage, it would just be reduced by 4. So it'd go back to 1, but it would stay on the Dawn side. Sounds like you could potentially add 7, then add 3 or 5 the next turn. Yeah. So you could potentially, if your offensive roll phase results in an attack, you may choose to add the damage. So we're going to see that here in a moment because they add all 5 to the large straight. Then it says reduce it by 4. So then it stays, because it's not reading 0, then it stays on the Dawn side, where you could then increase it one more time. But you'll still be able to choose how much damage, whatever the dial says. So even if it says 2, you still have to reduce it by 4. No, because it has to be on the Dawn side. You have to hit 5 even before you can even use it. Okay, so you charge it to 5, you're going to flip it over. Now you got 5 damage to play with. See the little black pointy things on it? That like the actual things that turn? See that? Like right here. Right here. Or maybe that's just how to grip it on both sides. It's whatever the dial says, then take it down by 4. Because if I have 5 and I want to add 4, and then I keep 1, no, you would add 5 and still just turn it down 4. If you add 1, you're still going to turn it down 4, right? No matter what, you're adding the value of that dial, which in this case is 5, because that's just the only way you can turn it to Dawn. And then you would reduce it by 4, right? So that's what we're going to see here. So they're going to increase it by 5. So it's going to go up to 14. But then it should just tick down to 1. There. So you add 5, but then at the end of the roll phase, it goes to 1. So you're still on the Dawn side. You're smacking for 14. But then is it an attack mod? Because then this ability says it increases it by 2. So do you go up to 3? Oops. Or is that part of the ability? I guess we don't know. We don't see it there. Interesting. But then when if it ever reaches 0, so like we said before, she doesn't want to be on Dawn, right? The dial decrease happens at the end of the roll phase. So you'd miss out increasing 2. Gotcha. That makes sense. You're right. Because it says right here at the end of the roll phase. A bit like Wolverine, set yourself up and heal until you strike. But yeah, so she doesn't want to be on the dust side. She wants to be on Dawn as much as she can. When does the healing happen? So if the sundial would be increased above 5, heal 1 for each point. So really that only happens on your defense. And because it's got to flip on your upkeep. It says whenever this dial reads 5, immediately flip it. So the only time it's ever going to do that is either during your upkeep or during an ability. So then you could flip it. Then I guess you could still increase your dial and still heal. So yeah, that is probably a lot of healing. If your dusk is at 4 and you use an attack that increases, yeah. So then you're gonna heal that way. But then you gotta flip it. So then it immediately goes to dawn. And then your next offensive roll phase is gonna add damage. So you wouldn't miss out on that large straight if your dawn is at 5. You'd heal 2, then go down to 1 at the end of the roll phase. Yep. Right. So you'd heal 5, then deal 5. No, you would heal if it was at 5 and you rolled that ability, you would only heal 2. Because it's 1 per above each point of above 5. Then you would add plus 5 to that large straight, so you'd do 14 damage. Then you decrease the dial back down to 1 on the dawn side. And then you have the potential of your defense increasing it again. And then your attack increasing it again. So really, you want to. It sounds like you kind of want to stay on the dawn side, but there's no effect to like miss out on healing on the dusk side. But you can heal on the dawn side too, I guess. You're healing on both as long as it's over. So you really kind of want to balance it to try to keep it as dawn as possible. The token heals 2. Yeah, you heal the overflow. So at most, like you were saying, I think at most it's 2, right? That's the most we see the abilities move it up. Here's 1. Here's 3. So I guess if you flipped it to 5, your most is 3. 1, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, so 3. So the idea, I guess, is you really, really want to try to balance the dawn side as much as you can. That's pretty neat. They don't show it here, but on the dial here in a moment. See 2 little black marks. And I wonder, oh, it's this. That's what we were seeing. It's just this here. So these stick out. That's really cool. I like that. It's on the back side. They're just black. They flip over right there. Dawn. Baby. You can heal 3 on the solar flare as well. When can you spend gain charge gem? That's on your main phase, right? So your alt can do 10 plus potentially 2 more. Where else were we gaining gemmed? Here we're gaining it. I feel like you would just spend that right away. I don't know why you would wait, unless if she has a card of some kind. Here's a radiant gem. You're gonna get it quite a bit, I would think. No, nope, just there. Mini 4/5s, and then her like own pyroblast kind of ability. It's definitely the one I'm least hyped about gameplay wise. Yeah, I'm excited. This is the one that we blind picked as our main, so this is it. Sunmarked is cool. I like that. The attacker heals 2. Attack modifier persistent. Get back on her defense again. Heal 1 per 1 through 3. 4 5s increases sundial by 1, and 6 increases sundial by 1. You can potentially increase it by 2. I bet you just got a defense upgrade. Maybe an extra dice to allow this to happen a little more often. Unmarked is basically reverse targeted. Yeah, I like that. It's cool. What gives you Sunmarked? The alt or mini gives you an option of either gaining a charge gem or inflicts marked. Her Pyroblast, I believe, was not one. Nope. Radiant Energy was one. So 1, 2, and her alt. So 3 abilities. But it also heals your opponent too, though. Nope, nope. It heals you. So when a player afflicted with this token is attacked, so if you attack me with this token on me, the attacker, which is now you, because you're attacking me with this token on me, heals too. It's like a reverse prey, right? Isn't that how prey works? You have a token on you and it increases the damage of all attacks to that target by 1 or whatever it is. So if I have sun marked on me and Mifflinite hits me, he's going to heal 2. If Gary hits me, he's going to heal 2. If Blaze hits me, he's going to heal 2. Everybody hits 2 off this target. Pray you roll a die. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's like 1 through 3 does damage, 4, 5, 6 is 2 damage or something like that. The same concept. Do you inflict it or do you gain it? You inflict it. In this case, you inflict it. It's a negative, right? So you're putting this on your opponent, and anytime it's like Mifflinite, it's like you have a sunburn on your arm, and I'm coming over and I'm smacking it, and I heal too. I thought the board said gain it. Does it? Maybe. I don't know. Let's look at it. Inflict Sunmarked. You're looking at maybe gain charge gem. That's the other one. Inflict. And that's the one that's like almost kind of like a Megatrix, except it's better for the person who has it. On a 1 or 2, gain a CP. On a 3 or 4, deal 2 is an isolated. 5, 6, gain 1 CP and deal 2. Go to main phase token. That's a gain. That's pretty cool. I like it. Gem is like Wookiee Megatrix. Yep. Other than main phase versus upkeep, it's really kind of the same thing, except it's 100% more beneficial for the player who has it. Because now you're either dealing the damage or gaining the CP or both. Healing and nuking. I'm more like excited to see what cards do with what. That's pretty cool. I like it. Got to put it in full motion. Pretty cool. I dig it. I like it. It's going to be our pick out of the box as being the best. But our predictions were kind of wrong, right? No GGs. We knew there was going to be phases, but I think this is not really a phase. This is more... Yeah, I guess you can call it phase. I don't know. We thought the abilities would act differently based on what phase you were in. But in this case, you're just getting almost a permanent attack mod. Such a cool dial. I like the font on it. Got more healing than Wolverine, yeah. Definitely does, because like even there, if you got a full stack of 5, Like, increase your dial by 2. So you're already healing 2 off that. And then you're going to hit for 14. For an ability that hits pretty hard, like, she looks calm. She's like, she just dealt it like 16. Whatever math number you guys come up with. 14 plus 2. Like, that's crazy. Sunmark plus gem plus full Dawn large, 14 damage, large trait, 14 damage, 2 ISO, 1 CP, and 4 HP. Yeah, it's insane. What are the die faces called? I don't know if it stays up long enough to catch it. Slow it down. Ooh, not sleep timer. Sleep time. It looks like, oh man, strike. Staff. Definitely staff. It's hard to read on these monitors. Yeah, I don't know what that says. I'm not sure what that says. It's a long word though, like overpower or something. And I don't think we see it ever again. Staff pendant sunbeam. Can agree with sunbeam. Oh no, it looked like solar or something. Something power, sun power. There's a space right there, and that's definitely a P. Power. But I don't know what that is. Looks like an egg. Omega. Looks like it says Omega. 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 That looks like a go to me. I wonder if she'll have a way through using cards or an upgrade to increase the stack limit. The stack limit of what? Unmarked? Or charge? The dial? Increase the stack limit? You gotta physically change the dial though. What if it only goes to 5? According to this, the max is 5. Dial probably only goes to 5. Alt max is 15, 2 ISO, 5 HP, 1 CP. It very well could go higher. We don't know. They only turned it to 5. Yeah, if we look at our alt, increase the sundial by 3, so let's just imagine that it's at 5 now. Or it is at 5. You're going to heal 3, gain charge down, which is 2 isolated, inflict sunmark, which is now going to heal you because you're hitting them, and then dealing 10 plus the 5 from your dial. Could be pyramid. I'll go with Illuminati. Definitely looks like Omega. Nope, it's a C. No, it is Omega. It's an O. I don't know why it'd be a C. Like an O though. Oh, broke it. The attack mod is going to feel so good with her based on damage and Dawn boost. Well, even like your card draws that would increase your dial by XYZ can be considered an attack mod if it's going to heal you. Huh, I like it. I like it. Upgrades. She will have them. That's true. She most likely does. Also could have Mythic that increases the cap. Potentially. What if you had a negative status effect that had an increase of stack limit. Like, what if you could inflict 2 sun marks? Sun elf. I think passive equals stack limit of sun mark to 2. Sure. And you're healing 4 for every attack. So she definitely stays on Dawn's side more. Like, even if it does go down to 1 at the end of her turn, like, your defense is going to increase it. Most of your attacks increase it by, like, at least 1, if not 2. But then, yeah, you're going to at least get 2 turns out of it, unless there's a card that increases it. I wonder if she'll have a basic upgrade for increased damage. So it does 4, 5, 7, maybe like 5, 6, 8. And then instead of on 4 of a kind, it just automatically gives you the +1 to your sundial. Flip and charge the dial straight to 5. That would be cool. It'd be an expensive card. How do you get to the Dawn side to 0 if modifier only removes 4? It removes 4. So let's say you take 1 turn at a full 5 Dawn, you do the large straight for 14. It goes down to 1. Then your next turn it's going to flip, because you, at this point, from what we see, there's no way to get it back up to 5. So the most you're going to get is 4. And then at that point, you got to decrease it by 4, which would bring it to 0. So then you'd go back to the dusk side. So you almost are likely to get 2 turns out of it. If I'm not wrong. You're going to hit for 5, it goes down to 1. If you alt, it goes up by 3. So you're back at 4 again. Then you're going to dump it all again because it's an alt. Then at the end of your roll phase, you have to decrease it by 4. It's always decreased by 4. So then that brings it to 0. Then you flip it over and then you got to regain it again. Honestly, like a turn 1 alt, natural alt, is not always that, isn't that bad. I mean, in some heroes, I don't want it, but in this case, it's okay. You're doing everything and damage. You're just not implying the damage from the sun. I guess we don't know what her hero setup is. I would assume it just says to keep the dial at 0 for dusk. Something along those lines. Yeah, hard to read. Looks like one giant word. I was hoping for a mage and maybe a dragon type character for the last 2. Now I'm pretty sure only druid is left to reveal unless they trick us and go with something else. They could. I mean, again, we're a lot of people are still kind of sold on that roar at the end of the trailer, so we don't know. When you add dial value, do you remove the charges? When you add dial value, do you remove the charges? So, not on the dusk side. The dusk side, it's always going to increase. It's on the dawn side that if you choose to spend it, it just adds the damage. And then you reduce it by 4. It starts at 1, then upkeep puts it to 2. It could go to 5 with an alt. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That's if we assume it starts at 1. Because right now it's at 0. So it might start at 0. But if you alt while it's on the dawn side, then you're good. And you're gonna have an opportunity to get 5 again, back to back. To prevent that. Yeah, but if you, let's say you did this large straight combo that they had on here, you reduce it by 4, it goes to 1. Then on your next turn, you're going to upkeep it to 2. Or wait, no, that's only on your dawn. Duh. Your dawn is the only one that has the upkeep effect. So it won't tick up. So if you're at, yeah, if you were at 1, then upkeep puts it to 2, and then you alt. Yeah, you just flip again. So if you were at dusk, let's do turn 1 alt. It starts at 0. On your upkeep, you take it to 1. Yeah, you wouldn't flip on turn 1 if it starts at 0. Technically, it starts at 1 if you're going first. If you're going second, then you're in a better setup, essentially. Yeah, right. Then you could instantly flip or something. I doubt there's an instant flip, but there's definitely probably a add XYZ to dial on dice roll. That's pretty cool. All right. Did they release anything else while we're sitting? All the videos. Let me check YouTube, make sure like we didn't release anything else from Meeples or anything. Doesn't look like it. Okay. They did. Now she makes Moonoff look boring. It makes a lot of like season 1s look boring. You know what I mean? All these new heroes come with all these fancy toys that we get to play with. That's crazy. That's a lot of damage. 14 damage large, and you're healing 2 from it. Moonoff made Moonoff look boring. That's true. But she's good. I like her. Being able to have damage a lot. Can't complain. Who do we see are countering? What do we think? We do a lot of healing. We do big hits, but we also have like tiny bit of downtime with the dust coin. Not a Shadow Thief counter. I think she has an easy time. She's gonna have an easy time dealing with status effects, right? If she can't get the stacks, yeah. She does so much healing that like poison and stuff isn't gonna bother her. As long as she stays on the Dawn side. I don't know. I mean, she hits hard, so anybody that would be good against her is anybody that's blocking damage, right? So we say Moon Elf. We say anybody that's going to make her expend her Dawn token and lose out on that damage. Because then she's going to have to take time to bring it back up. Because if you look at her attack, she only does like at most, not what, 7 damage average. So it's not until that token's flipped that she really starts to kick off. So like you could turn one, turn one ray absorption, get your dial going, get a heal off, gain this gem, spend this gem at the end of your turn to start getting your CP hopefully. So all the agility evasion characters maybe protect too. That's what I would think. Like that's how I played against like a pyromancer at an organized play. I was like, I know you can hit hard, but if I'm blocking half your damage, then you got to take 1 or 2 turns just to get all your fire mastery back. Like that's how I feel here is you want her in her dusk, and if she's not in dusk, prepare to be blocking some damage. So chi, evasion, agility, protect, all that stuff is inevitably going to be something you want against this character. If you did 2 large straights in a row, could do 14, then 12, and heal 4. So your counter goes to 5. That's if you're at... Yeah, I guess if it's at 5, it goes down to 1, and it goes up to 3. There's a lot of math there. Imagine upgrades will speed up the dial. Sure. Hmm. 2 large straights in a row. You would do 14 because you're dumping your 5. You've healed 2 off it. Bring your dial back down to 1. Then player goes, you roll your defense. If you roll 2, 4, 5, and then 6, you're increasing your dial by 2. So now you're starting your next turn at 3. You roll a large straight again, it's going to go to 5. Then you're going to kick it off again for another 14 damage. Good thing we like to roll large straights around here. Right? Am I thinking wrong? I don't know if you'd heal twice. You heal 4. Because if you were at 5, in this trailer they show, so anything over 5 you heal, so you'd heal 2 and then hit for 14. Dial goes down to 1. Opponent goes, they hit you with defendable. At most here, you're gonna get 2, 4, you're gonna get 4, 5, and a 6, or 4, 4, 6, whatever. You're gonna increase it by 2, so then it's at 3. Then you're gonna lower your large straight. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Then you're gonna lower your large straight. You're gonna bring us back to 5. You're gonna dump in another 15 or 14. And then if they're unmarked, yeah, then additional 2 health. That's crazy. But if you count the defense in there, you could potentially hit 14 twice. And then you could charge Gem for the kill, potentially, because that's main phase isolated damage. I bet you she's got a card that doubles that effect. A main phase card that doubles the effect of the charge Gem result, dealing 4 isolated and 2 CP. Nah, it seems OP for 0 CP costs. It would have to be 0 CP, right? I wouldn't want to spend 1 to gain that. So if you first turn, you do the 6 damage Sun Mark. Where's that at? Radiant Energy. Then next turn, that's 15 heal 3. 14 and heal 3. Then next turn, do it again and go 14 and heal 3 again. I don't know, is it 15? Am I missing something? The highest she can hit is 15 or 14. 9 plus 5. But then I guess if you calculate in and you charge gems, you gain. If you had them on you for some reason, I would think you'd just spend those right away. So yeah, I think anybody that can block damage is going to be your counter, because you almost have to take potentially 2 turns just to flip, but then you get 2 turns of dealing damage, and then most likely going back down to Dusk, where then you get 2 turns to kind of hit back. Well, let's say first turn you tick to 1. Then on defense, you tick up once or twice. We'll say twice. So you go up to 3. Then in your next turn, you tick it up 3 or 4 on upkeep. Oh, sure. Then you're healing. Then you're healing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you gotta count that defense. So ultimate, deal 15, heal 7 without card modifiers. Yes. Not heal 7. It would be ultimate would be at most heal 3 from the sundial, gain a charge gem, inflict sun marked, then deal 10 plus your sundial, so 15. Sun mark would heal you 2, so that's healing 4, and then your charge gem on upkeep or on main phase would do another 2 isolated, so it's 17 damage alt. In healing 4. So turn-wise, a 17 damage alt, healing 4. Now, obviously, this is an insane set of rolls, but could definitely happen. Yes, 100%. I mean, we do a lot of first roll large straights around here, so I wouldn't be surprised we see it here first. World first back-to-back sunbeams. But we won't know until next year. All right, now we talk gimmicks, right? Do we get a cool Dusk Dawn counter like stretch goal or their unlocks during the campaign? Is she gonna come with any pretty tools? I doubt it. She doesn't look like she has anything like too fancy, like a footwork or a in her token. I guess her acrylics would just look like normal acrylics. Huh. Metal sundial, that's kind of what I was just kind of looking at, is thinking maybe that would be something. And then when it turns to the dawn side, it's got a little LED that lights up. It'll look like the sun. Yeah, too expensive. And if that broke, even more expensive to replace. They wouldn't do that. That would be dumb. It'd cost too much to be viable. Backlit player board. Did you see that? I don't know where. I think it was in the official Discord. Someone laminated, or they holofoiled their pyro board. All the flame has got a holographic look to it. Really cool. On 1 or 2, gain a CP, 3/4, deal 2 to a chosen opponent. 5/6, gain 1 CP and deal 2. I bet you there's a card that doubles that. That'd be cool. You may choose to add the sundial damage. I guess if you, the only opportunity where you just wouldn't want to is, I guess, anybody that's, you know, like a Paladin's Retribution or Retaliate or whatever it is, and then maybe Naira's up. I know, that wouldn't matter. You'd still just, you're going to lose it anyways. So I guess anything that's going to hit you back, or like a rogue, tipping it over that 6 damage threshold. But you're losing Dawn either way, right? Can't control it. You either use it on your, as an attack mod, or it goes to 1 and you just start over. So that's the kicker with her, is if you're blocking that damage, she's not going to like it. She's got to use that time in the sun while it's there. I love that dial. That's so cool. $14 damage. Trying to think if there's any X-Men that she would be, like, if she was paralyzed, I guess that wouldn't be too bad, but I guess some of her kit probably wants you to have marked and charged gems. Yeah, because only 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities inflict status effects. How about a Loki? Like if a Loki was confuddling and spellbounding your board, I guess you would spellbound ray absorption, radiant energy, and scorching staff. Bottom left side of the board. Seems kind of safe. Yeah, I guess I don't know any other counter picks against a thing like this. I'm trying to think of who shoots squash. I don't know. Really cool though. I like it. But that's our pick. We said it here. This is the one we're going to play a lot. For the release, we called it. That's really cool. I like the adding damage.